Okay, welcome back to part 2 of this Google AdWords research for keywords. This is the second video. If you remember, I stopped the first one just after we'd downloaded 812 keywords from our list of suggestions. We haven't filtered at this stage and we haven't narrowed it down to keywords that we could potentially use. I explained to you that I try and keep the average monthly searches to between 100 and 2,000 because for me this is the sweet spot, shall we say. It doesn't mean to say that I am absolutely 100% correct, and this is definitely the best way to do it. Everybody has their own methods and everyone has their own preferences. This for me is the way I like to do it, and so I prefer 100 to 2,000. That's what we're going to focus on today, and in this video what I'm going to do is hone in a little more on the actual keywords and reduce the amount that we have from 812 down to a list that I would probably use to begin writing articles. I want to get a maximum of maybe 50 keywords. This should give me at least 15 to 20 keywords that would be a main keyword for each article, and the rest could work as secondary keywords. I'll explain a bit more about the difference between main keywords and secondary keywords in another video. For now though, let's begin getting this big list of 812 down to around 50. So here, if you remember, I said we have keyword filters, and you can filter for the average monthly searches. So first of all, I'm going to say that it needs to be greater than 100. Okay, and we'll see what comes out here. I'm just going to change that one for now and see how it changes the amount of keywords. If you remember, we did download all 812, so we can always go back to them if we ever need a point of reference. You can actually also upload a list of keywords, so even if you don't want to repeat this whole process again, you can actually download them and then at a later date upload them and use them in this planner. So we'll click save. And while this finishes loading, we'll see how many keywords it provides us now. Okay, that's finished now. Okay. As you can see here, we've now got 460. So that's actually halved the amount of keywords that we've got. So in the total number, we've got a large amount that have got the high thousands. You can see 5,000 as we go down to the bottom, 4,000. And we really, as I mentioned, we're only interested in ones that have more than 100, but less than 2,000. So looking at this, if I skip to the next line, you can see another page with all of these more than 2,000. And some of these words, if you look at them, some of the keyword suggestions, youth baseball uniforms, slow pitch softball bats, wood baseball bats, again, and we're not actually selling baseball bats, and we're not really interested in keywords that relate to baseball bats at this stage. We really want to focus on baseball gloves. So this would be a good time, I think, to introduce a negative keyword, because I'm seeing the word bat and bats appear a lot, and for what we're doing right now, it's not really relevant. So I'm going to go to keyword filters. I'm going to go to keyword negative keywords. Here it is here. And type in bat, comma, space, and bats. So this will now take out any keyword that we've got that contains the word bat or bats. And we now have a total of 405. So it's taken some of them out, but it's actually replaced them probably with other words. So we're going to add some more. I can see the word bags in there. And really, baseball bags, we're not very interested in. So we're going to, it defaults it to a new line, so we're going to put in bags. And that will, okay, so what you can see it's doing actually, it's reducing it slowly, 396. But what I think happens here is maybe Google only gives you a certain amount in the first place, so actually removes some but fills it with others. So we're going to as we look through this, if we see any others we could add to the negative keywords, we'll add those. But one thing I'm going to do is start looking, okay, and on the second page of results, you can see here that we get under 2,000. And this is what I said, for this particular keyword research, I want to give you the ones that I believe are easier to target. So we'll skip to another page, and yeah, outfield gloves, youth batting gloves, Jordan batting gloves, softball batting gloves. Okay, so now we're getting into types of keywords we could easily create articles for. Baseball stuff, it's very general, but it's something we could include in a keyword. So now that we've got this amount of keywords, I would like to filter them down, but I'm just going to download what we have here so far in a separate file with 404 keywords, because now this for me would probably replace the first list, but at the same time there could be a time when you want to have the highest searched for words, so it's possible you might go back to the first one. Okay. Now, one of the disadvantages with Google AdWords is that short of the competition and the bid advice that it gives you, it's a bit difficult to know just by using this tool if it's going to make a huge amount of difference by your rankings by going for one of these keywords, if it's going to be difficult or not. And this is one of the advantages that you'll see in Longtail Pro. Longtail Pro gives you much more of an idea of how easily you could maybe beat the competition and the other existing results in the search engine. So this is a little bit hit and miss, shall we say. Excuse the pun, because we're talking about baseball, but it is more difficult. One thing that you can do to really home in on the keyword options is you can actually change this to only show ideas closely related to my search terms. Now, I'm just going to show you what happens when I select this. And what it does is it gives you a much smaller list. Okay, now we've got 77 keywords. This for me, as a beginner's way of doing things, would be ideal, because you're using the negative keywords and now you've got 77 closely matched keywords to your seed keywords. Baseball glove sizing, baseball catcher's mitt. If you look at these keywords here, they're all very, very closely related. Cheap Rawlings baseball gloves. This for me is ideal. So I'm going to download this list again. And this is 85. Now, I said I wanted 50, but really 85 is a good number to begin with. That's saved that. Fantastic. And you'll see that apart from the first one, which is how to break in a baseball glove, just looking at the data there, you can see that I'm guessing that this is when the season is, and this is the beginning of the season and when it goes through, because people are only looking into how to break in a baseball glove when they buy a new glove. And the rest of these have lower, much lower, 590 visits a month. And this is the kind of thing you want to be targeting. These kind of smaller, long tail words, which have 3 words or 4 words. And these are going to really be easier to rank for. And these are the ones you should target in your articles. Okay. And you'll see it goes down to 110. So now we have this list. I'm going to finish this video and we're going to open up this again in an Excel spreadsheet, and we're going to do the final part before I suggest the words that I would use as part of my keyword research and the ones that I would select to begin writing articles